Hello, hello, and welcome to our next drawing session. I hope a few of you are going to show up. I want to draw our blessings today because I was thinking what to do today, and yeah, I think we can count our blessings. There's always something good in life, and we can just bring that on paper in a very simple, abstract, colorful way. So materials, all you need is a piece of paper, a pen, actually could be any pen, I got a whole bunch here, and then colored pencils are really good. You don't need a lot of colors, a few colors are okay. And I'm going to try and share this link real quick. So that somebody can find me. And while we're waiting, I would like to talk just a little bit about the technique that I'm using, the method. It's called Neurographica, and it was cool. There, I got the link. Okay, so the method that we're using is called Neurographica, and it is a drawing method. It was developed by a Russian scientist called Pavel Piskarev, and he is, I think, a really incredible individual. He's a psychology professor and a coach and a million other things. Like he's like a qigong and tai chi instructor. He did like a lot of different things in his life, which I really appreciate about him. And at one point he discovered this method, and his idea is that our thoughts can be represented with drawing, with very simple drawing, with lines, with circles, with other geometric figures, and with colors. So that means every time we draw a line, it represents a thought, and we can see the thought. Basically, we can see our thoughts in our mind on the paper. And today I want to look at our blessings on the paper. So I hope you're with me. I'm gonna share this. Let's see if somebody's there. Well, I'm just going to start, and I hope you're going to show up later. So I'm going to move my camera crazy around so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, let's go. Cool. Okay. So today it's about the blessings. And today we will start very simple with a square. So we basically put our blessings in a box. So I'm going to draw a square on my paper. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's one of the really nice things. It's actually nicer if the lines are not completely straight. And that is one of the principles of Neurographica, is that it kind of derives from nature, or it tries to mimic nature. And in nature we don't really find completely straight, completely round we find things that for our eyes are kind of straight and kind of round, but they are most never 100% perfect. So this is now my box where I'm going to put my blessings. Okay, and first of all I'm going to put myself in the middle here as a circle. So in this method I'm representing things with geometric shapes like the circle. And I'm going to write into, hey Laura, I hope you can join. So I drew a box first and now a circle. It's very simple. So you can always jump in. And then I want to think about, okay, what do I feel blessed with? I feel blessed with a wonderful husband that is with me all the time now, and I'm really, really happy that we're together in this. This is my husband. I feel blessed that I live in a really beautiful house right now compared to all the other places I've lived in. And yeah, we have it warm, we have it cozy. So this is my house. Then we live on a really beautiful piece of land, and we actually got some trees here so I can go out. Yeah, this is a Sharpie, but you can use any pen that you got. Like any of this would also work. Or even like a pencil or something would also work. Whatever you have at hand, just choose any pen and any piece of paper. So yeah, this is our land, and I'm very happy that I can do stuff from at home. So I can actually kind of do my work at home. So work at home. I feel so blessed that I have a beautiful vegetable garden. It's going to be a big blessing here. And as you see, like my circles are not perfect. And I'm just going around it many times until it looks kind of round. So this is my garden. We just started our vegetable garden, and I feel so blessed that we can do that here. And then this is my family at home, and even though they're really far away, I feel so blessed to have them. Mom and dad. Like I talk to them much more often on the phone now, which is kind of funny because I'm not a phone person. And one more part of my family, because I have a really big family, so I want to draw an extra circle for my grandmothers because I'm so blessed to have my grandmothers with me, and they have a big part in my life. And then I'm going to draw a little circle for the rest of my family. They get their own circle. Oh, and then actually my in-laws too. My wonderful mother-in-law is always caring and sending us blessings. And then, well, you know how you just count your own blessings. And you can draw circles. Not every circle has to have a name, but it's nice to give them names. It's actually beautiful if you can name them, and then you can look at it and they all have names. So here's my art, because I got a lot of time to make art. And here I just finished, I am about to just finish my Qigong course that luckily I did online. So that was really cool. And I feel really blessed to have this practice in my life. And I am a Reiki healer, so I'm really blessed that I can actually do my own healing, do my Reiki. And you see I'm filling up my box, huh? So that's our plan, basically, to fill up the box. This is meditation. We found a really nice meditation course, actually local here, which is really nice. We can't go there right now, of course, but she did an online class, so we did meditation every week, and that really helps too. And yeah, I feel blessed to have access to all of that. And then I got friends, of course, who I miss. And it's hard somehow not to see them, but I feel still blessed that they're there. Friends at home and here. And one very, very important thing to me is also the women's circle that I guide. And even though we can't meet in face to face right now, they're still a big blessing for me. So that's my circle. And here, this is the fact that we always have it nice and warm because we make our own fire here. And this is another really cool blessing. We have so many beautiful animals here. These are the deer that always come and remind me that you can soften, life can be beautiful. And we got this really cool cat that I feel blessed to have. Our cat. And just to be healthy. I feel very blessed about that. And now I'm starting to go out of the lines, which is also fine. You don't have to stay in your box. You can totally go beyond your box and draw more blessings out. So yeah, this is the internet for me. Haha. The internet's a big blessing in my life. To be connected beyond all borders, beyond time and space. To have everything I need. Well, I'm just going to go little things right now, just to fill it up, because all the little things are beautiful too. There, we're going outside of the box. My box is pretty full. I hope yours is full too. Now we go to music and dance. Those are totally blessings. And they will never stop. You can always sing, you can always move. My yoga practice, even though it's kind of behind my Qigong practice, it's still really, really there. What we got here? Nature. Okay, I think my box is overflowing now. I hope yours is overflowing too. Okay, next step. Now, well, as I said, like every shape represents something, and every every stroke of the brush or every stroke of the pen we make, I don't even know how that's called, brings energy to it. So now I'm just going through and energize a little bit more. And now I want to connect all of those to me. So here you remember this little one in the middle there was me. So now I am going to connect all of them and go from the outside, just go through. Connect all of these things to me, and this line doesn't have to be straight, doesn't have to go in any particular direction. I just want to connect all of these things together. So that all these blessings come to me and stay with me and make me stronger, make me resilient, make me remember that life is good, even though we maybe not see it every day. So yeah, you basically just energize them. Your blessings, and you draw them to you. This is what we're doing right now. We're drawing our blessings closer. Drawing my friends closer. Gonna make some more lines here. Draw nature close, art classes close. And you can go over these lines several times. They don't have to match perfectly. And so in the end it's going to be a little mess anyways. Just giving them energy. And drawing it all to me, and you see like the center is really getting a focal point there. And one more time. Just go around in a circle and connect all of them. Just lines. I find that very soothing somehow. Very calming. My mind is really calming right now. And I would like to invite you to also just become aware of how your body feels. Maybe if any emotions show up right now. Or where your thoughts go. Just observe, and there's no right and wrong in this. It's just an observation. Okay, now I feel really blessed. And now we go from the inside out. So I'm reversing that, and I'm actually letting my blessings go out and beyond my circle. And I draw them almost to the edge of this drawing now. And this connects me to the bigger world and allows me to bring my blessings out into the world and to share them. So I'm following the same lines again, more or less. Doesn't have to be exact. And they can go wherever they want to go, so there's no direction they need to follow. It's all very intuitive, and it's actually good if they're not like creating a pattern, for example. It's good if they're kind of random. Like nature is more random than has patterns. There might be underlying patterns, but the actual tree root is always different. Cool. So yeah, now I'm bringing my blessings out into the world, and I'm connecting to the bigger world, and it makes me feel connected too. I always like this step because it makes me feel really, I don't know, yeah, connected to everything. That's why I'm doing this video too, to share my blessings. And as I said, every line just holds energy. So the more I draw these lines, the more energy I infuse into this drawing. And they can of course cross. Everything can always cross and go where it needs to go, and can make any movement that it needs to make right now, that your hand wants to move. Just let yourself meditate into it, sink into it. And the circle wants to be connected to the ground, which makes sense. It's one of my grounding practices. And you just do that with all the lines. Almost there. So yeah, very often we just become aware of how blessed we are when things go wrong a little bit. I feel that right now. I'm like thankful every day for the little things, and that really helps me in this situation that we're all in right now. And yeah, I don't know what helps you, but in the end we know that right now I have everything I need, and I'm actually pretty okay. I'm healthy, I have a home, I have a family. I'm not all alone all the time, which is really great too. And my husband and I, we actually talk really deeply. We have a lot of time together right now, And even though there are of course conflicts sometimes, things are really good in a very general way. And I think it's very good to be aware of that and to make yourself aware of that over and over again, so you don't fall into the dark hole of end time scenarios. It's like life is gonna go on after that. Okay, now we got all the blessings connected in and out, and I'm going to make it a little bit more roundish. And I'm not going to explain a lot about that. I'm just going to go inside shapes where you can see little edges now, and I'm just going to round off some of the edges a little bit. That's just following the shapes that appear now between the lines. Yeah, following those shapes and just make it a little more pleasing. Round is always like a harmonious shape, so that's why we're trying to make everything as round as possible. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And it's interesting sometimes what kind of little shapes develop everywhere, what shows up inside the drawing. And yeah, as you see, I'm just gonna go between the lines here and go around these shapes and take the edge off a little bit and just connect it back to the lines. Yeah, the circle is one of the most harmonious figures that we know. That's why in Neurographica we draw a lot of circles, because it's a practice that wants to harmonize our thoughts, harmonize our emotions, and we can actually do that with shapes, drawing shapes. And just see what kind of shapes show up here. And just follow those lines a little bit more. If you feel like there needs to be more energy somewhere, just make another line. And just kind of check what kind of shapes show up between those lines. To harmonize it all. And you again just go around the entire drawing and see where your eye takes you, what wants to be seen. And it's really not important that you see what you were writing there. This is all just for the subconscious a little bit. So the practice works very closely with the subconscious. A lot of these things, because the founder is a psychology professor, of course it has roots in that, and it is in a way very sophisticated what he's thinking about it and how this all works with our subconscious. but we don't really need to care about that. We can just practice and feel the effects. And here I'm inviting you again to just become aware of your body. I feel like one of my legs is falling asleep right now. I'm very relaxed apparently. And yeah, what just happens inside you? What do you feel when you're rounding all the lines, going to all these little spaces again, and feeling into what shows up there? Maybe there are places that have some tension, and then you just go around it with your pen a few more times if you feel tension anywhere, and give it some energy, give it some awareness, some attention. Treat them just like children a little bit. And then the tension may leave. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. I think one of the most important parts is to not judge what's happening, but to just become aware of it. So this becomes a creative meditation. And if you miss one part, that's okay too. We just want to have as few edges as possible. We want it kind of rounded, harmonious. And I know this is like a crazy mess here, a pretty chaotic looking thing, but in a way it still has a harmony in it. Okay, I think we got it. You can always go back and round some more. But yeah, so this is my rounded version now. And now I'm going to change the pen. So now we start with colors. Yay, my favorite part. So with colors, you just basically pick any random color that you feel like. Right now, I feel like this pretty pink. And the way I do it is to not really color all these little parts now, but you can just go into fields and color a little bit here and there. This part, for example, feels pink to me right now, so I'm drawing some pink in there. And if you use pencils, you can make shadings and stuff like that. But yeah, in general, I just like feel into it and see, okay, what else needs to be pink. And it can go over all the lines. So the color basically provides another level, another way of connecting these parts together. So I got like all these 3 circles connected with my pink now. And you don't need to completely color, you can also just start a little bit, color the edge, for example, do the edge here and some here, and just feel into it. Where is this color in your picture? And then just go through and color some of the parts. And this is completely intuitive. There's really no rule to it. You're just feeling what feels pink right now. And I kind of follow the lines a little bit, I follow the shapes a little bit, but I also go over everything. And then whenever you feel you got enough of one color, you just choose the next one and keep going. And we don't need to color the whole picture now. It's okay to just color parts of it. It's okay to leave some places white. I'm gonna go with red next. And it's also okay to overlap colors. You can really be free with it and go a little bit crazy with the color. And just make it a happy looking painting. And I always literally ask myself, okay, what do I need now? Which color is gonna make this great for me? What's gonna make me feel good? And then I choose this color and I draw it wherever I feel it wants to go. And that makes it really meditative too. Take this beautiful turquoise. And it's interesting sometimes when I see what I actually color with these colors, it kind of makes sense. And you know, sometimes you think, oh, my mom, she needs to be blue. And then she can be blue. And the cool thing about the pencils is you can make different shadings, make some parts really strong, some parts more soft. And yeah, take this purplish one. Probably all look the same. And yeah, as I said, they can overlap. That is totally fine. So the color is just another way to connect all these things together, because we want to be whole. And that kind of has this function in the picture to make everything connected. Darker blue. Very red and blue, my painting, my drawing. It's interesting sometimes, like when I see which colors I choose. Sometimes I choose colors that I don't like and do that very consciously to see how it affects me, because the colors, they all have an effect on us. There's a lot of psychology studies about that. But yeah, in this practice we just go with the feeling, really. And as I said, if you don't have pencils, you can just use any kind of pens. And yeah, just color anything you want to color and leave out anything you don't. And this also takes us away a little bit from the things we learned in kindergarten, where you had to draw inside the lines. I think it's really good for us to go a little bit over the lines and to just look at new things, and this is how new perspectives can show up too. So as with every step in this drawing, you can also just feel into yourself again and see what it does to you, and go back and see where there has to be more color, less color. No, less color is not possible, but you can always add more. And I'm going to choose one more, my favorite green. What is it? Oh, yeah, it's a little one. And this one's shorter than the others. I just had to sharpen it because I used it so much. There. Yeah, this definitely needs more color in here. And there. And just take a few deep breaths in between to exhale. If you feel anything is building up, I just had that. I just felt something building up inside me. And you can just release that with the breath. So just stay aware of yourself, of your body, your feelings. And you can change the colors again, huh? I just thought this one needs to be turquoise here. That's a green right here. So yeah, I got a overflowing box of blessings, and well, you can just continue coloring as much as you want until you feel at one point that is good. So I'm gonna turn around and say goodbye to everyone. Thank you for being with me. So yeah, here we got the blessings, yay! And I'm working on a website, but I have a YouTube channel. I'm gonna put this on my YouTube channel, so it will be available later. And if you came late right now, you can just start over in a minute. And thank you very much for being with me today and drawing, and I hope you feel relaxed now and happy about all the blessings that you have in your life, and just spend a few moments looking at the good things and not worrying. So yeah, I hope you had a good time, and let me know what you feel and if you like that. and I'm going to try to offer some more things in the next weeks. And bless you. Thank you. Bye bye.